Who is Charles Darwin? To give you a short version, Charles Darwin proposed a theory about origin of species. He wrote a book named On the Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection, or the Preservation of Favored Races in the Struggle for Life. Like the title says, it was a theory about animals evolving through natural selection and killing inferior species. Only the strongest would survive. Why is this important? I am not going to disclaim his theory, which was disclaimed many times through history, both by empirical research, philosophy, genetics, paleontology, physics, etc. I am not going to disapprove his theory. I want to talk about its impact on humanity. If theory of evolution is true, there are two main statements to follow up. Superior survives. Inferior dies. In order for a theory to become a fact, you must prove its claims. Theory states that animals evolve and not only evolve, but change species, because that's what Darwin was talking about. So, now we know that for a better world, there must always be a battle between superior and inferior. Following his ideas, Darwin's cousin Francis Galton came up with his morbid idea, eugenics. What is eugenics? It is a set of beliefs and practices that aims at improving the genetic quality of the human population. In other words, all that is bad for breeding must be exterminated. How are these two theories combined? Well, if a theory states that a stronger survives, and that weak perishes, you get the idea that killing of inferior species is natural. That is a morbid way of thinking, with which I disagree totally. What has theory of evolution and eugenics, that comes after it, done to humanity? Do you remember any regime in the 20th century, that was spreading its ideas based on eugenics? Regime, that talked about superior races, and inferior races? Yes, theory of evolution was, and still is, a breeding ground for ludicrous ideas, and is responsible for many deaths. It is not a fact, it was never proven, you must believe in it, without a proof, therefore, making it closer to a religious belief, than science.